So let's think about Power BI. One of the first technologies that really started that we really started using with Dynamics 365, and I would say that's across the board in terms of a reporting platform. SQL Server reporting services has always been there, but Power BI is really opening up a whole new set of possibilities for us across all the Dynamics products. The concept of having user configured dashboards without having to do any coding is now extremely appealing. So what we're going to look at is the ability to take reports, take report components, and actually create dashboards out of those. So it's allowing me not to just look at a static report, not to just look at maybe a single data point or sets of data, let's say like customer data, but this is allowing me to create dashboards that allows me to look at inventory, customer data, vendor data, production data, all within one report. So again, breaking really some molds about what reporting could be. Strategy around data is something that you really should be talking about. And we're really talking with more and more of our clients about data strategies. How do I work with the data sets that I have? And that could be taking into consideration storage of that data. Do I look at the Dataverse? Do I look at a data lake, for example? Do I report straight out of my ERP system? What do I look at in terms of data archiving out of my ERP system? How do I connect my ERP system and the myriad of other data sources or sources or sets of data that I have in my environment that I need to connect? You know, we just realized that not 100% of the data that you're going to need, it's just not all going to reside in the ERP system. So how do I connect those different data sources together to create a unified reporting platform? So there's just a lot of questions around data that you really should be thinking about considering. Those will affect strategy long-term in terms of what types of reporting solutions I have, the speed, all those sorts of things need to be considered in that data strategy. The scope of our conversation today really isn't about data lakes, data warehouses, that sort of thing. Those are all part of that conversation that needs to happen. And there certainly are implications in terms of data lake storage. Do I use a data warehouse? Do I report right out of my ERP system? Those things are all conversations that absolutely do need to happen. And then how quickly you can access the data in an ad hoc fashion and how you can make it better. And that's really what we're going to be looking at with Power BI today. All right, so let's kick into a demonstration here, and I want to pull up. I want to just pull up a dashboard. So if people have not seen dashboards before, just want to talk about really what a dashboard could look like. And I'm in Power BI. I'm in the web-based version in Office 365, and this is a single report. So I do have workspaces. I can have multiple reports. I can have a lot of different things stored inside of a workspace. This is just a single report. And I want to focus around a single report so that we really can sort of exhaust what could happen inside of a report. So again, traditionally, when we think about a report, we think about probably a single set of data or scope of data, if you will, and then I'm going to navigate to multiple reports if I want to look at something. So I might look at an inventory report, I might look at a cash report, I might look at an AR report, but they're going to be very independent from one another. What we're able to do with something, a tool like Power BI, is really blur the lines between those data sets and allow users to navigate, view, and analyze the data across the organization. So it's no longer siloed in terms of system. It's no longer siloed in terms of subsystem within a system, let's say a module or a functional area. This is really going to allow us to cross all those different functional areas. And so this is just a report. You know, on a dashboard here, I've got gross margin information, revenue information, net income information, and then I've provided the users the ability to, you know, have some just some quick matrix set up here. So cash, receivable balance, payables balance, but then allowing the users to drill into that information, analyze it in a way that they want to. So if I've got cash balances, I've got a cash flow projection, I've got sources and uses of cash. But then what I can do is I can actually maybe slice it by time. If I only want to look at a particular point in time, if I want to look at a range of time, range of dates, etc. I'm providing the user dimensions or slicers that are then able to be leveraged to further analyze the data. I haven't had to go through and think about every possible scenario that a user would want. I'm able to provide them the elements in which allows them to really navigate the data the way they want to. So receivables, similar idea, interactive charts and graphs, allowing me to look at a particular slice of data, providing detailed transactions if I want to. If I wanted to look at by salesperson, I can drill into that. Again, providing the components or the elements for the users to analyze the data in the way that they see fit. I can do things like projections in here. So, this would be, let's say, a customer, I've got rolling sales and average sales. I could then project out, well, what do I anticipate the sales to be in the future periods? This doesn't look good. So maybe we need to start getting proactive with a particular customer, right? Or I could look at customers overall. Again, my data set's pretty bad, doesn't look good. So I could now start analyzing that data further using, again, a tool like this to drill into more transaction details.